What's going on, everybody? This is Steve again with All One Landscape. I wanted to talk and share a little bit with contractors and other potential clients about starting a business. The do's, the don'ts maybe a little bit, and just really doing your homework when you're starting a business.
So, and the reason we're bringing this up is because you actually had neighbors call California on you, right?
They called Sacramento, which is the board of contractors, California State Board Contractor, and I don't know. We don't know if it's a neighbor or if it was another potential contractor that bid on the job. The owner tends to think it was a contractor that thought he was going to get the job. The client did a lot of interviewing, and he went out and got 3-4 bids, and he went back and forth with asking a lot of questions, and then he came down to one. I ended up getting awarded the job, and he said one of the reasons he hired All One Landscape was because the way I went about things, having solutions, willing to work with him, he said there's going to be some changes, I'm not sure I like this, I might want to do this, are you okay with that? Yes. Where this person that we think is the one that called on us was like, no, you have to do this, you should do that, I'm not doing this, blah, 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 blah. So what happened was we were on a job, my guys were working. One of my guys came out to the front yard, grabbed something out of the truck, and this guy walks up to him in a suit, says that he is with the California State Board, undercover investigator. So my guy doesn't know what to do, doesn't know what to say, and he immediately calls me. So he calls me, tells me that there's a guy here by the name of, and I can't remember his name, but calls, and I said, okay, no problem, what's going on? He's, oh, well, he wants to talk to you. So this guy comes, gets on the phone, identifies himself, and says that we are in the area checking for people that are working to make sure that they have their proper credentials. I said, okay. And he said, so are you the owner of All One Landscape? I am. Is this your job? It is. Are these your employees? They are. Okay, do you know who's here? I said, so I don't schedule every single day. My lead guy does. So I wasn't exactly sure who was there. I know who called me. Don't know who else was with him. So I explained to him that yes, yes, they are my employees. I gave the name that the guy that called me. So he asked me, do you have your business license number available? I remember by heart. I gave it to him, and he ran it. And then he said, how many employees you have? I told him, and then he was right there what my guy said, because I can't see through the phone. My guy was like, oh, he was checking all the stuff on his iPad, went through, ran all his stuff, and he said, hey, there's a truck out here that has no logo. Does it belong to you? And I said, well, I don't know what truck it is. Can you tell me? Because some of my guys meet me on the jobs. They have their own trucks. He's like, oh, it's a big, so anyways, what it was, it ended up being, I had at the time one brand new truck that was not logoed yet. Happened to be that truck. I said, I have one truck that's not logoed yet, and I already knew where he was going. He checked every single thing he could with me. It all checked out. He went on with his business. He ended up staying there a little bit longer, kind of interrogating my guys. At this time when it happened, the owner came out of the house and was furious. Kind of asked him what was he doing there, get off his property. He had no business harassing his workers. And I didn't know the owner was upset because he did a lot of homework on All One Landscape. He already checked that I had workman's comp. He checked if I had general liability. He checked if I was insured and bonded. He checked everything about me before he hired me. So he knew that he was playing ball with a legit company.
Is that the first and only time somebody has came to check up on you?
Yes. It's crazy. So when we start a business, we all have these conversations. We all talk, hey, what if this? Hey, what if that? But we never think. Most people in the world today, we never think, oh, that can't happen to me. We only see that on TV, right? I'll tell you, Rez, since I started in business, you name it, it's happened to me.
Yeah.
I had OSHA walk on my job one time. I've had this guy walk on my job one time. But one thing I have to say that I can't stress enough is, guys, when you're ready to start a business, please do not shortcut yourself on making sure that you cross your T's and dot your I's with credentials. Not only credentials, with safety. Make sure everything is safety first.
When it comes to being legit, this customer, he did his homework on you. Do you think that plays a big factor when you're going bids and meeting potential customers?
So first question, 100%, clients are looking to check, right? And sometimes you got to watch out, because unfortunately it's out there. There's people looking for their next victim, right? Start a job, they know you had no license, hold it against you later. One thing people don't understand is, if you don't have a license or you don't have the correct credentials, that customer does not have to pay you. The contract they signed means nothing. You will never win that argument in court. You're doing work in the state of California without a license, they do not have to pay you.
One last piece of advice. When someone starting a business, do you think they should get experience first and then go legit, or go legit and get experience as you're growing your business?
It's a good question, but it's also a tough one. I mean,
hey, we're not financial experts over here.
Right. Yeah. It could be both. I mean, you should have a little experience in what you're doing, maybe a little hands-on. I will say you should never, ever try to start a business without putting all the credentials first. I am a business owner of All One Landscape, and I also have another company that's called All One Solar Shine. Number one thing, we get a lot of people that say, hey, you know, you just started business, or hey, you just did this. Understand, my businesses, just because I might just have started in something or started something new, you know, something with All One Landscape, I've been in business for 6 years. I've been doing this since I've been 7 years old. I went and got my credentials because working for companies, I had employees that worked under me when I was the boss that sued us for not taking lunches, for not taking breaks. I had clients come after us for not having proper insurances when I worked for a bigger company, or them thinking they didn't have. I've had people come after, you know, clients come after a business for just whatever, right? Safety. Hey, I seen so-and-so company out there and their guys are working out there, it's 120 degrees and they got no water. There comes OSHA knocking at the door, what's going on? You know, so that's kind of what drew me to that. Making sure that you're doing things the proper way. Same thing, you know, with the other company, a solar company, it's a newer company. But I did research with them for, I'd say, a year and a half before we even started the company. Theirs was big on having credentials, but also big on safety. You're on roofs, you know, you're doing a whole different thing. So my advice to everybody is, anytime you're gonna start a business, period, make sure your credentials are in order. Cross your T's, dot your I's. Well, guys, that's just kind of my little spiel on when you want to start a business. If you have any questions, if you need any advice, if you're looking for some help on doing something, drop it in my comments. You can also follow me on Instagram and ask questions there. Leave it in my comment. I'll be sure to get back to you. And make sure to like and subscribe, and see you on the next one.